Well, Prime Minister Boris Johnson has welcomed Joe Biden to the United Kingdom on the US President's first international trip since taking office. The pair have held talks in Cornwall ahead of the G7 summit, covering topics including climate change and a plan to donate COVID vaccines to the world's poorest countries. The two leaders were joined by their wives, Carrie and Jill, as they met face-to-face for the first time. Dominic Waghorn has the details.
It's about putting the West back together, really, as an effective, coherent, united force in the world that believes in open societies, freedom and democracy, after a period where autocracies like Russia and China have seemed to be on the rise, on the ascendancy, threatening that position. It's about Joe Biden saying America is back as leader of the free world, and it's about the West saying it's back, but also it's about the G7 showing that it can be an effective organisation. And that period of sort of doubt, confusion, uncertainty under Donald Trump, where these summits have ended up in sulks and spats. And before that, the times where the G7 summit has invited Vladimir Putin to form the G8 and ended in sort of watered down compromises, all of that is in the past, because in Joe Biden's mind and in the minds of Boris Johnson and other leaders, the situation at the moment is too grave and too urgent for them to do anything else. So it's going to be a key test for that resolution, that determination for Joe Biden, is what happens with COVID-19 and whether the other countries can stump up the same kind of commitment to vaccines that he has brought here.
The United States will purchase 500 million doses of Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine to donate to nearly 100 nations that are in dire need in the fight against this pandemic. That's a historic step.
Biden's committing 500 million. How many 100 million are these other rich nations going to commit? Because if they don't, no one else is going to. We've had an aspiration for the British Prime Minister Boris Johnson of the whole world being vaccinated by the end of next year. Fine words, but what kind of actions and commitments is he going to be putting behind that?
We covered a huge range of subjects, and it's wonderful to listen to the Biden administration and to Joe Biden, because there's so much that they want to do together with us, from security, NATO, to climate change, and it's fantastic. It's a breath of fresh air. A lot of things they want to do together.
So a number of challenges ahead for the leaders, and the stakes really are very high. Not just over COVID, but also climate change and how to deal with Russia and China. And if it can't rise up to that challenge, the fear is in the minds of those gathering here and observers is that Russia and China have a chance of kind of eclipsing the West as the dominant force in the world.